But then you want to say you're helping by bringing UNICEF and whatever in there. Get the hell out of my face.
Nah, because you have a good point. Because I was talking to my cousin in the States I think it was last night. He's in Texas. And he was telling me in Texas, all the white business kids, they're learning a certain dialect that's in Africa that all the continents speak.
Mm-hmm.
And they teach it there because Africa is one of the main hubs for business all around the world.
Mm-hmm.
So these white kids are learning, I guess, our native tongue
Mm-hmm.
to get upper hand in their life.
Mm-hmm.
And he's telling me like there's only white guys there. There's no black people there, which is a damn shame if we're all from Africa.
Mm-hmm.
Why are we letting the white man learn our secrets? Weren't we honing our heritage? I'm like, yo, god damn, you have a good I'm like, you have a good point. He's like, we gotta start learning these different dialects and going there and see where we're from. Doesn't matter if you're born in the Caribbean islands. We're all black.
Mm-hmm.
The thing about black people, and it's so hard to digest, is that other races, they know where they came from.
Mm-hmm.
We don't. We can say, yeah, we're from Africa. Okay. Oh, what tribe? I don't know. What's your dialect? I don't know. Who's your war chief or your warlord? I don't know. All I know is they landed in the Caribbean island and I'm here now.
Yep.
We don't know our history. And which is suck because the history that we know to this day is written by white people.
Mm-hmm.
But black people don't really take that in. And what you're talking about, the shadow world, that's what a lot of people don't take in. There's a shadow world out there, especially in Toronto.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of people don't realize. They think the people in the suit and ties run the world or run the corporate world downtown Toronto. No. It's a guy in his basement that drives a Prius, maybe even a Tesla, that wears Skechers shoes, Hank Hill pants, and a Hank Hill top with glasses. He's running the strings. A lot of people don't understand the real people in charge.
Mm-hmm.
At a point in my life, I call it the Edo area. That's when I was doing some outlandish shit in my life. I seen the real Illuminati. I seen the shadow world. I seen the real people in charge, and they look normal. They're not in designer clothes or driving high end cars. None of that stuff. They look like regular people. That's why I treat people all the same, because you don't know who you're messing with.
Mm-hmm.
I seen these guys. I shook their hand. You can't take a picture with them. I shook their hand. I had a conversation with these people. They're the type of people that could get away with murder scotch free. They're the type of people that could pin stuff on people for no reason. They have so much influence. Let's say i.e. a murder happened and you were a witness or whatever. They could talk to the police, talk to EMS like nothing happened. That's why a lot of murders, a lot
Go
of
unsolved.
robberies get unsolved or not televised because certain people have certain sway into the media and into the police force. I tell people all the time, do not underestimate people. Treat everybody the same because you don't know who you're talking to. For example, they say now about DJ Vlad. I ain't dry snitching on myself, but I'm saying, for example, there was a party I went to, and it was hosted by the Shadow World. I call it the Shadow World, right? Shit happened, like shit happened to the point people are looking at jail time for life. These shadow people came, shook hands, free to go. When you witness outlandish shit like that, it makes you humble yourself when you see people driving Ferraris and suit and tie and they say they have a 401k and make six figures. These guys are chump change.
Mm-hmm.
These guys are regular Joes to me. I seen the real bosses. I
Mm-hmm.
seen these real shot callers.
Real
And
Don
they look
Goggins.
like regular people. And the funny thing too, they're not even black. That's the scary part. They're not even black. And the ones that are black, they keep to themselves. I'm not gonna go into more details, but all I'm saying, the shadow world is real.
Mm-hmm.
Stuff that you see in the media, they control. So if you were at an event or you see something shady and that should have been on TV and wasn't on TV, keep your mouth shut if you don't know the people in the shadow world,
Mm-hmm.
because you'll be a target. I seen some shit. I've been through some shit, and I seen how they operate and how they get away with shit. So I ain't worried. Something happened when I was talking previously. Got taken care of by the shadow world. To the point I'm just like, God damn. They have their teeth in every little thing. So my advice to you people is treat everybody with respect. Cause one day he may go missing. He may go missing, man. That's all I'm gonna say. The shadow world is real. Don't get twisted. You think these guys in Wall Street or downtown Toronto, Spadina and Young, the financial district, are the real Illuminati. They ain't the real Illuminati.
They ain't nothing.
They're not even under bosses. They're workers.
They only control aspects of like certain financial means, but they don't control everything.
The shadow world is real. Be aware of it.
Yeah, it's just like one of the things I said back in the day, when mans are saying like, "Oh, the president of the United States runs the states." No, he doesn't. He's a figurehead.
Yeah.
The president every year. Okay, here's the thing. Every year, or every 4 years, I should say, every 4 years, there's a new election. There's an election to see who's gonna be the top guy, because every place in the world needs to have like a figurehead.
Yeah.
Right? It's just like a better example is like, but way back in the days, like when people had just free reign over everywhere, right? Chaos would ensue if everybody had free reign, right? So they would elect a monarch or a king, someone who would lead, someone who would be the figurehead, right? In the background, you have the king's court or their people that are really running the show, but they had the figurehead, right? So now look at, for instance, Britain. You still have that monarchy, right? And they still get paid, they still get their money and whatever. They have their monarchy, but it's really run by the people. It's really run by the government or the prime minister or however, right?
Yeah.
But the only reason why that happened is because the monarchy realized that's like, look, from what happened in France, saying that whole let them eat cake and Marie Antoinette getting murked and that all the French families getting killed off because the people were like, nah, we're not having that. So the monarchy said, hey, you know what? We'll give you power. We'll let the people have the power as long as you leave us alone, right?
Yeah.
So they were the monarchy that was left. Now, everywhere in the world, they still needed to have some type of power structure, right? So the people feel like they have control, that they have power, right? So to keep the masses under wraps and not having full anarchy and madness, they have elections. So you elect your governors, your people, your high-ranking people who make your laws and whatever, and then you elect the high person, the chief, right, or your king, per se. So the president or prime minister or governor, blah blah blah, is your king, right? So to keep the people under wraps. But in the meantime, those governments or whatever are just there to keep the people under control, keep the people suppressed, so they don't realize that they really have the power. Right? So the people who are in the backgrounds, the real people of power, not the president, not the prime minister, not your government, the real people that have power. Not even the ones that are the billionaires. Because everybody's so concerned about the billionaires, the Koch brothers or whatever, right? They're not the people, the real people in power. The real people in power are the ones who are talking to them. And the real people in power are in the background, knowing what they want, knowing what they need to have happen. So they talk to the Koch brothers or whoever. Then they talk to the next person, who talks to the next person, who talks to whoever. It goes down the line. So that whoever is the real people in power, never seen, never heard of, never put in the limelight. Just like how you said, the Illuminati or the real, the guys in the background, right? And then it trickles down to the king, who is the vocal point for the people in charge. They don't want to have any connection with the king, because if they have connection with the king, it's easy for the king to open his damn mouth and say who's really pulling the strings.
It's executed,
right? And once the king starts going off script, off with his head.
Yeah.
For instance, Bill Clinton, you had Bush doing exactly what they wanted to do, right?
Mm-hmm.
Bush did exactly what they wanted to do. Bush is fine. Who was the first president to almost get impeached? Nixon. Nixon went off script. Thought he became the king, but thought he had power. King never has power.
Mm-hmm.
Once you think you have power, you're done. Nixon fell.
Mm.
Right? The next king who thought he had power, Bill Clinton. King who thought he had power, but did some stupid shit. King can't have power. Caught up in scandals.
Yeah.
Obama tried to pull a king move before he even got into office. They already knew they fucked things over, right? They made their plans and fucked things over, so they knew they needed to get a king in there that people can trust, right? Do you really think if the Republican Party or the people in the background knew that they were doing well, do you really think Obama would have run?
No.
There's no way. So they put a face that would make people feel okay. The new king rises. That king decides that he's going to try and pull a stunt because now he has the people behind him. The king can't have that. The king doesn't have real power. So once the king started to show his hand that that from the first year, see his first term, he was still trying to work along with the parties, trying to work along with the people in the background, but they still kept a nice tight leash on him.
True.
Once he got into his second term, did you notice a change in Obama?
Yeah, man, got a lot of gray hairs, man.
Yeah, he got stressed.
Yeah.
Got hardcore, but the king no longer cared. He was already in his final term. There's nothing they could do to him, but they still tried to break him down. Now, you have a new king, Donald Trump. Now, a lot of people look at the whole thing with Trump and say that, you know what, this guy's an idiot. This guy's a moron. This guy's this. But isn't he the perfect face to make sure the guys in the background never have to worry about anything? He's a king that keeps putting all the attention on him with all his stupidness. But they're still pulling the strings in the background. All their movements are still going forward. Everything they want to do is still happening under the radar because why? We're so busy paying attention to the dumb things he says, but not the things he's doing.
Facts, dude. No, that's facts. The jackass.
I have too much knowledge for my own good. I pay, like I told you, from time. I pay attention and I watch things. From the day when Trump was being nominated, right?
Yeah.
When Trump was going in. This is a long segue. But like the time when Trump was going in, and when he said, "Okay, you know what, I'm running," and people were like, "Yo, this guy's an idiot. It's not gonna happen." I'm like, don't underestimate this man. Don't underestimate him. Like, there's something about this guy that's gonna appeal to the people, right?
Yeah.
So he started appealing to he started to really appealing to the hatred and the racism and blah blah blah. The first thing he said is, "The Mexicans are doing this." So he threw out some racist stuff, and people applauded him. People cheered him. So so from the fact of him saying that and people applauded him, people cheered, he already knew where his base was. He knew where his people were.
He had it.
Right? Because if he said something and people were like, "What? Who the hell is this guy?" Okay, yeah, I messed up. I gotta reformat my plan. But he had them, right? So then on the Democratic side, this is where we talk about politics.
Yeah.
On the Democratic side, you had Hillary Clinton and you had Bernie Sanders. Those are the main two people. Everybody else, do you remember any of them? No, they didn't matter. So you had Hillary Clinton and Bernie Sanders. Hillary Clinton was what the shadow world wanted. She was a typical person. She was a typical go-to, right? So they wanted to make sure that no matter what happened, they had that typical person that they could just rely on to do their shit, to do their dirt.
Yeah.
Right? On the other side, you had this this anomaly in Donald Trump. So now they had all their typical guys on the Republican side to like do what they wanted. You had the Ted Cruz, you had the Bush, you had the Carlson, who was an idiot in himself. He just made black people look dumb.
Yeah, the doctor, right?
Yeah, you had him on that side. But then you had the phenomenon of an anomaly of Donald Trump, who basically made them all look dumb. Every time that they said that they were putting policies and politics and whatever, all Donald Trump had to say is like, build a wall, get rid of all the Mexicans. Yeah! They're all falling behind him. Back on the Democratic side. So with the whole thing with Bernie Sanders and Hillary Clinton, Bernie was about the people, right? Now, the government never wants the people to be involved. They need the people, but they don't want the people, right? Bernie was trying to do everything for the people. They don't want that. No aspect of government wants that. They don't care about the people.
Facts.
Government is not there to help the people. Government is there to control the people and to make sure that they realize they need them. Right? That the people need government, which we don't.
Facts.
People can govern themselves. Right? The whole aspect of government is unnecessary. People know how to govern themselves. Government is just basically there to make sure that people's financial means and their financial needs are continuously met.
Yeah.
And that laws are abided by. Right? Laws are implicated and abided by to help people. Not to help government, but to help people. Right? But people can self-govern. So, Bernie wanted to realize that government is corrupt in the sense of that the government had turned its format, turned its standing around to the people are there to help government. The people's finances and everything they do is there to help people in government, not the other way around. Government implemented laws and stipulations and help with the banking crisis and whatever to line their own pockets. They didn't care about the people. They cared about the money that they were making. Right? So Bernie saw that and wanted to change, wanted to fix things. They couldn't allow that, so that's why they pushed for Hillary Clinton. So Hillary Clinton became the Democratic person in charge. Became the Democratic face. They had no idea that Donald Trump was going to get it. They didn't see that shit coming.
Nobody did, man.
Oh, I saw it.
Yeah, I know.
Everybody else saw it. Nah. I'm like, I saw it coming from time.
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, Donald Trump is going to win. And when Donald Trump wins, it's going to be funny. It's going to be hilarious. He's going to get the Republican nomination. And Donald Trump is going to beat Hillary Clinton. Why? Because Clinton is everything that the people didn't want. And this is the thing that they didn't realize. People started to say, yo, they saw that it's a typical same old. Same spiel, same stuff because of who? Barack Obama. Barack said, I'm going to change things, and then he did the same thing that everybody else did. People said, I'm tired of this. Right?
That's true.
Yes, we can. Came to, maybe. My mom didn't want to. Anytime I said that to my mom, she was just like, you're just being mean to Barack. I'm like, nah, I'm just being honest. I believed in Barack Obama.
Yeah.
I was on the whole fence of yes, we can. His second term, I was like, oh, if I was American, I'd vote for Barack because the other guy is like, he hates us. He's going to screw everything over. So it's like, vote for the one that first for the evil you know, then the evil you have no idea about.
Yeah.
Right? So then that got turned on its head with the whole Hillary and Trump thing. Because Trump is the one man that could say, I grab women by the pussy. I do this to women. I don't give a fuck about nobody.
Yeah.
And nobody said anything. And he got away with it. So what happened? Trump became and I said, when it became Hillary and Trump, I'm like, Trump shouldn't win. Right?
Yeah.
But I want him to win because I want to watch the world burn.
It already is burning right now, man.
Yeah, and it's like I want to see the chaos that's happened. It's like Trump gets in, America deserves what they get. Whatever happens with Trump, America deserves it, right? So now with Trump being in power, people in the shadow world in the back row were like, "What the fuck just happened?" It's like this wasn't the plan. This wasn't what was supposed to happen. We had the plan. We have the plans that always run the way that we want them to because we know exactly what we're doing.
Yes.
Right? And this is the reason why I say the plan always runs the same way. The Koch brothers are a Republican company, right?
Yeah.
But do you know that the Koch brothers put money into the Democrats and the Republicans?
Also, double agents.
Yeah. There's money on both sides. They put money on both avenues. Donald Trump ran as a Republican, but all his life he was a Democrat. But he gave money to the Clintons, but he also gave money to the Republican Party.
Shadow world.
So, when I say that the Shadow World had no idea what was going on because they gave money on both sides. They always made sure that they had their bases covered. No matter who became the king, they were always covered. But now they got a king that they had no idea what was going to happen, so they were scrambling. That's why you see on the sides of the Republicans, they're like, yeah, we believe in Trump, but we don't really want to be like right there with him. And so with all the scandals and everything that's going on and whatever, it's the whole ploy of all the scandals is just to take people's focus away from what's actually happening. There are laws and whatnot that are being passed and that are going through that nobody knows really about because Trump's tweets, the Russia scandal, all those things are being pushed to the forefront, and by the news media because they control the news. Everything that we know about is controlled by them.
Facts.
So we only know what they want us to know. So all those things that keep coming out because they want to make sure whatever's going on in the background, we have no clue. We have no idea.
That's why they call it Shadow World, man.
Yep. And this is the reason why I say, God save the king. All hail the king. So no matter who you have in power, the king never has power. The king used to have power. That was the whole purpose of the king. But now he doesn't. He's just a figurehead. He's a monarch. He's the face for everyone to see. And when you see them have the summit, the G8 summit, you really think that they're like, why isn't that we don't really know what goes on behind closed doors? When they have the summit for all of them to come together, it's the shadows from each and every avenue, exchanging their paperwork, exchanging their information to say, this is what we're doing now, this is what's going on for this year.
All facts. It's trying to break you down. It's trying to make you look like, alright guys, these are my puppets, so let our puppets speak in this room while the real meaning's upstairs.
While everyone's looking this way, it's the greatest illusion trick. Everyone's looking this way while the real meeting is going on over there.
It's crazy, man.
That's just my thoughts.
No, I think you're spot on. You're spot on.